Hello there, podcast listeners. Whether this is on through the podcast version or the YouTube version of it, however you're listening to this, this is sort of a special, different episode than what I was promising would come next for you, which was the channel update, which was supposed to drop over a week ago, I think, and I haven't done it yet because I haven't had the time. Just because I have a ridiculous amount of stuff going on in January right now. And so I'm actually going to be putting the podcast on pause until question mark. It is coming back. It's a priority of mine to keep this podcast alive. So don't unsubscribe. Leave it in your feed if you are subscribed to it. And I'll be back in maybe a month and a half is sort of what I'm hoping for right now, with potentially a small revisioning or revisioning might not be the right word, but a small update, or maybe a different approach a little bit to it, just because one of the things I've been doing with this podcast is sharing a lot of links, and links are kind of weird to share via podcast form. So yeah, I'm trying to think about it a little bit and come up with something that would work well. And just, as I said, have a lot of other things going on. I have a talk coming up in a few weeks from now that I want to make sure I'm ready for. I have my course that I'm trying to get finished, and a few other sort of little projects on the side, and of course the YouTube channel and other stuff. And I had someone helping me with the podcast who's taking a little break for now, so the podcast will be on pause, but again, I will be back. I just didn't want to leave you all in limbo wondering what's going on. So that's the little update there. I look forward to eventually being back, and until then, of course, you can keep up with everything I'm usually on. There is the newsletter. If you're not on the newsletter, there's my YouTube channel. And if you don't want to subscribe to the newsletter, but you do want that year in review type of thing that I'd mentioned earlier, I did that on my newsletter, but you don't have to subscribe. I'll put a link to the public version of it. It's just a website. So I'll put a link to that in the description of this one. And that's it for now. 2024 is here. A little late for that, but it's the first episode of 2024. So anyway, there we go. That's the update I wanted to give. Sorry if it's a little bit of a mess. I didn't want to have to edit it or anything. So that is what it is at this point. And yeah, I'll see you again, or hear from you. I guess you'll hear from me in the coming months. And until then, of course, don't forget to make your corner of the internet just a little bit more awesome.